Yksi, kaksi. Okay, hello from everyone. My name is Ville Saikkonen and I'm working in Lumikko as managing director. And I give a short presentation about our company, what we are doing, and what we are doing here in this exhibition. So Lumikko is quite old company. We have grounded 1970s and we are located in Seinäjoki. We have about 20 employees at the moment and our turnover was 3.9 million euro last year. And we have ISO 2001 certified. Our main business is manufacturing, designing, product development and prototyping all kind air condition system for the rolling stock business. We are making all units by 3D modeling and all units are also manufactured here in our place Seinäjoki. Here's our main business areas. So the biggest area is railway station, where we are making HVAC system for the trams and trains. So each double-decker cars which are running in Finnish railway, those has our designed and manufactured HVAC system. And also tram system which are running in Helsinki and nowadays also in Tampere. Those has also our units on the roof. One area is also that military side, where we are making vehicle HVAC system and also portable HVAC system for the military side. And this third one, what is more or less this exhibition area, we are making special coolers for the industry and hybrid vehicles. So it means electric hard vehicles, energy storages and electric cabins. And some pictures from our main products. Train solution, there is a double-decker cars HVAC system and we have each unit has our own controller system. So we have developed that special for the railway application. There you can see a little about what kind of unit it is installed in the car. In tram solution, we have developed quite specific brake energy heating system. So it's more or less KERS system which collect almost all braking energy and it's using that for the heating. And this picture is from the Helsinki. So Helsinki new trams has that kind of units on the roof. And also in Tampere, new Tampere trams has our designed units and there's some special certificate what is needed to do. And also new project what is just coming to the Finland. So new diesel locomotives which are going to the VR and those are manufactured in Spain. Stadler is the manufacturer and we are making air conditioning system for these new diesel engine locomotives. One of our services is also remote monitoring. We can collect all data what is available from our control system. We can collect and check that via internet and we can use that for the fault diagnostic and also for the service activities. And then this hybrid system what we have solution for the battery cooling vehicle side. So there's some manufacturer where we are manufacturing, designing and manufacturing this cooling system which are running in the harbors and also in mining industry. Also energy storage cooling, so especially to the portable units which are installed to the container. We have customer tailored units for from the 3 kilowatts to the 15 kilowatts cooling capacity. And there's some our main customers which we are making cooperation. So there's a big and small companies and a lot of things going on all the time. So that was the basics what we are doing. If you have any question, you can visit our stand A11 and you can discuss more about our solution or your needs. Okay, thank you.
Very good. So my name is Jonas Kjær. I'm presenting Hitachi Energy today for 10 minutes. And thank you for the opportunity to speak here. So Hitachi Energy has a strong presence here in Vaasa. I think we are around 500 people in Finland. Personally, I'm not from Finland. I'm Danish and come from Denmark. This is our global business. We are more than 38,000 people today. Basically a global business with a headquarters in Zurich. And we are owned by Hitachi, the Japanese company, and they are more than 400,000 people. So we are a sub-company to them. Our business is global, and we basically have more or less a split business globally all over. We have 4 different business units: grid automation, grid integration, high voltage products and transformers. And our battery energy storage solutions belongs to grid automation. So this is also what I am representing. Battery energy storage and the related control systems that we offer to the market is a very small part of our global business, I have to say, but it's a fast-growing market, as you all know. This is our offerings. So we call our business unit Grid Edge Solutions. The reason is that we want basically our control systems and automation to be controlling the battery energy storage, but all the other assets on the edge of the grid. We are basically working with either fully microgrids or, let's say, grid-connected microgrids. This is our thinking. So that's our automation called eBash. And then, of course, we have our hardware, which is the PowerStore battery energy storage range. We deliver them from the smallest 500 kilowatts up to the largest several hundred megawatt and megawatt hours. So this solution here is our latest that we have been promoting in the market for a couple of years. It's lithium-ion LFP technology from China, and it's a very modular, compact and flexible system, which we are selling actually from 1 megawatt up to the largest in a modular solution. Our footprint in the world looks a bit like this. To be honest, it's already an old slide, so it's figures from last year. But you'll maybe notice that actually in the Nordic region, where we are today, we are quite strong. So we have more than 100 megawatts installed here. Mainly one large project, which you probably have heard of, and you will see it in the next slide. But we are basically having a very, let's say, global presence with installed base all over the world. This project is what I was talking about. So the biggest one here in Finland, definitely also the biggest one in the Nordic region. Last year we secured a contract with your utility here in Finland called TVO for the Olkiluoto 3 new nuclear power plant. And we are right now finalizing an installation of a 90 megawatt, 85 megawatt hours battery. And this is really a battery that is supposed to work as a demand response asset. It means that when the nuclear power plant is in full operation, if it has to stop, the battery will take over and we can be very fast. You'll notice that we mentioned here that we can deliver 0 to 90 megawatt in less than 200 milliseconds. So this is indeed a record battery for the region, and in fact also when we sold it, the largest battery that we have ever been selling to the market globally. The site is this one, and let's say, just to have an idea about the layout, looks like this, more or less 100 by 100 meters. Batteries, converters, control systems are all built like an outdoor installation, but it's located inside shelter buildings. So this is basically to manage the harsh weather, tough temperatures during the winter time. So this is the actual layout, and I think the operations will start during summer this year already. So some special highlights here from that project. First of all, we actually have a lifetime up to 20 years under a service contract with them. We claim, or we will deliver a system that can do 0 to 90 megawatt in less than 200 milliseconds, so I think that is extremely fast. We can also claim that this is the largest. I think it will take some time before this record in this region is broken. And finally, we are very proud to be the winner of the Energy and Innovation Award during this event. So I think that happened actually 2 days ago. And here you see our technology. So this is basically an outdoor transformer, outdoor converter, also liquid cooled. The battery racks come from China, as I said, and they are also liquid cooled batteries. And then an automation system here. So this is something we use from 1 megawatt up to several hundreds. It's simply just scalable, and of course it's very flexible and it's expandable in this configuration. That's all. We also have a stand here. Please come by if you want to learn more. You will find us. And of course you can find us on the internet through many different applications. Thank you for listening.
Hello, do you hear me? back there? No? Yes? You hear me? Good. Hi all. My name is Antti Jokelainen. I come from the Kempower. It's nice to be here today. We have so much people in our stand talking about the charging equipment, and today I will tell you a little bit about the company, Kempower. And yeah, nice to be here. So, Kempower is the Lahti-based company. We are making DC fast chargers solutions. So basically, electric vehicle chargers, as quite many of you have seen those chargers on the maybe supermarket or somewhere, and we are focusing on the DC side. So DC chargers for different segments. And our global goal is that we want to be a best partner for the developing emission-free transportation business. And we have 2 factories now in Lahti, in Finland, and also we have offices in Germany, Norway, Denmark, and sorry, not Denmark, but in UK and Sweden. We have now around 140 employees, and a year ago when I started in Kempower, we had only 50. So company is growing really much, and the revenue has grown over 700% since previous year. So now the business size is about 27 million euros. All our products are made in Finland, and we have a flagship of Finnish, so the manufacturing, over the 90% of our product is made in Finland. And yeah, we want to be a CO2 free also in the future. Typical charging solutions, what we have these private vehicles, like CPOs, as we say, charge point operators, and different retail chains. Like in Finland, we have a recharge infra, which are using our chargers, and we have S-Group, S-Ryhmä, who is building the charging network with our equipment. Then from the segment side, we have also these heavy vehicles like bus and trucks solutions, and then we have also off-highway, basically mining machinery, which are electrified. So different products a little bit for the different markets. Normally, these kind of charger locations are for the public side next to the shopping malls and petrol stations. And this is nowadays the biggest trend, which is growing huge when the private cars are going to electric. So I don't know how familiar you are with the charging, so a little bit the basic things. So normally we talk about the AC charging, where you have the normal standalone charger post, and then there is this is with the AC power, and then we have a charger, onboard charger in a car. And there is a bottleneck for the charging in a car charger. But when we go and talk about the DC charging, then we go directly to the car battery, and we can then use the higher powers for the charging. So from 50 kilowatt up to 250, and in heavy vehicles even 300 kilowatt charging. And AC charging is normally like overnight charging, so the cars are charged during the night. And these DC chargers are then when you need a quick charge and a quick stop. So then we are talking about just a couple of minutes, 10 minutes, up to hour charging times. And from the Kempower perspective, we are mostly interested on this DC side, which is really the big market. The AC side is more on the homes and this kind of public use. From the product perspective, we are basically using certain models. So we have this trolleys, which is a movable charger, which can be used in the, for example, car repair shops or truck shops, or where you need to movable solution. But definitely the biggest for us is this satellite system with the power unit, and so this is called S-series, and always when you have this charger output, you need to have this cabinet, so C-series, and we have a modular structure. So basically, you can have power modules. Start with the small amount of power modules, so this kind of rack system, so you can fill up the cabinet with just starting with the small, and then when you have a more charging cars in your field and you need more charging power, you can easily add more power modules. So this is scalable in that sense. Also, you can have these different charging points, so from 1 to 8 per system, and then you can have these kind of systems next to each other. So the customers can really start with the small solution and then expand that later on when the charging solutions, the requirement goes higher for the charging. Typical solution here in Finland is so that, for example, S Group is using this ABC charging station, so there might be 4 outputs and 1 cabinet, but a little bit bigger ones may be 6 outputs and so on. But if we look to Norway, for example, what happens there, so normally there is at least 8 charging points, 16 and even 32 charging points. And then the power can be with one solution up to 600 kV and then next system up to 600. So we are talking about the megawatts. And that is for the private car sector. And then we have also these pantographs for bus and even truck charging. And it doesn't matter for us that what kind of output you are using. We can use the same power units, the pantographs, and also this kind of socket charging. Kempower is quite young company. We have been in the charging business just few years, but the growth has been really huge. And there are some things how we differentiate from the others. So we have this scalable thinking, so that you can have a scalable system. You can start small and expand that later. And we have dynamic power sharing. So this picture is from our backend system. So we see on the field that there are quite many outputs for the charging, and we can recognize the cars. And depending on the car battery level, so how much the car can take the battery, the charging power to the battery, it really varies on the charging. So we are able to dedicate the power for each charging session and scale up and scale down very, very smoothly. We do everything in-house in Finland, and we have all this software and the screens on the chargers are developed by ourselves, and those are active, so we can bring the information from the charging progress to the charger screen. And you can even follow that with your mobile phone and take your mobile phone with you when you go having lunch or coffee. from the back-end perspective, always these kind of fast chargers, there is a connection to the back-end system. It can be for bus depots, even scheduling, bus scheduling, and this kind of smart charging is used. And that is everything done by our equipment and in-house. So we have a special skills on there. Here are some pictures about the references. So this is a bus depot in Malmö, Sweden, and that is one of our biggest projects so far. It has around 5 megawatts charging power, over 100 outputs. Then some cleaning machines from Berlin. Kuopio Juustoportti, biggest charging site in Finland. They have a Tesla supercharger there, and then we have this recharge infra charging site with our equipment. And this is nice picture from Norway. So Shell is using our chargers. They are replacing now already fuel pumps, and they are putting these charging satellites there. And that is quite smooth installation, and then we can dedicate those power units in other location. And then we have this S Group charging site. So they are now building around 1,000 locations in Finland, charging points. So for all the EV drivers, the future looks pretty promising. So no issues anymore about the charging. So that was my presentation. Sorry about a little bit hassle to start, but looks like after long corona times in meeting rooms and presentations, it's not so easy. So thank you all, and please visit our booth. Bye.
All right. Hopefully you can hear the voice even with the background noise, but good afternoon to everybody. My name is Ilmari Veijola from Siemens Osakeyhtiö. I'm responsible for the end customer sales in Finland and Also the Baltic countries, Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania, those are part of our operations at Siemens Osakeyhtiö. So just 15 minutes ago I had a presentation downstairs on a little bit about the Siemens digital enterprise offering, more technical details on what we do for manufacturing industries, especially for battery manufacturing. But I decided to take this time to tell you guys a little bit about Siemens as a company and our values and how we drive industrial success in Finland and globally as well. So we're a technology company. That's our DNA. Siemens has been spending the last 175 years developing cutting-edge technology for industries, infrastructure, mobility, basically everything that we see around us. And I don't think there are too many companies today who can say the same, that they have been established for 175 years already. In Finland, we've been around for approximately 160 years. Nowadays, it's all about digital transformation. Our target is to keep the Finnish industry and infrastructure as competitive and as sustainable as possible, of course utilizing the Siemens technologies that we offer. These are the 4 strategic pillars or strategic priorities for our company. So everything we do, it's all about customer impact. We have great examples that I will talk to you about later on in the presentation on how we have been able to create measurable impact for our industrial and infrastructure customers. Siemens is a European company, so it likes to take care of its people. So also in the battery industry side, in my opinion, it's all about where the talent is. So luckily in the Nordics, we are positioned in a way where we have a great education system, and also at Siemens, we like to empower and take care of the people that we have. Technology should have a purpose. Nowadays, obviously, it's keeping ourselves competitive, keeping ourselves sustainable. So those are some of the targets where we are aiming at together with our customers. And of course, the growth mindset, thinking about new business models, thinking about new values that we can offer for the industry and infrastructure, that's an important part as well. So if we look at the Siemens as a whole, obviously it's a huge German company with different types of businesses. So basically the core businesses and all of these are also established in Finland. I myself am representing digital industries. That's the biggest one, and basically we are delivering technologies to manufacturing and process industries as well as machine building industries. Then our neighbor is the smart infrastructure. That's all about the power grids, generation and infrastructure, building technology and automation. And then the mobility side as the third one, trains, trams, metros, all types of mobility solutions for the society. Other businesses, a little bit separate from the core, are our Healthineers, healthcare business, as well as the Siemens Energy. So I mentioned in the beginning that we are a technology company. That's our DNA, and that's the basis for all of our businesses. And just looking at the figures, how much Siemens invests annually nowadays into its own research and development, it's quite drastic and ever increasing. So 4.6 million in 2020, or sorry, billion was invested into the development of these technologies, and we're proud to say that due to these investments and mergers and acquisitions and being early to the game, we are able to provide the leading automation, electrification and digitalization portfolio and services to our customers. So on the industry side, it's all about the digital enterprise. So hopefully many of you were downstairs just a moment ago where I went to a little bit more detail what we are talking about when talking about the digital enterprise. If not, there's a Siemens booth right there where me and my colleagues will be for the whole day, so you can ask more detailed questions on what we mean when we talk about this digital enterprise as a whole. But in a nutshell, it's all about digital twins. We are basically talking about 3 different types of digital twins. You have the digital twin of the product. you have the digital twin of the production, meaning how that product is manufactured. And then finally, you have the performance digital twin, which is basically a data model representing the actual real-life product and the real-life hardware. And when you combine these three, you are able to connect the virtual world, meaning simulations and digital twins, with the real world manufacturing operations, factories, products, and you're able to create this data loop of continuous development. So data moving to and from the virtual and real worlds, and you're able to simulate, validate, test out different kind of scenarios, production methods, risk-free in the simulation world, and then take the best ideas and development topics from there and execute in the real world. So that's all about digital enterprise. For our customers, these are quite complex and advanced technological things. So it's always the question that, yeah, your story sounds okay, but how do we get started? What does the digital enterprise mean for my specific business or my operations? And for that, we're also proud to say as a Finn that actually we developed this concept in Finland. We call it the value hacker. It's basically driven by service design principles, co-creation principles, and basically coming a little bit closer with our customers than the traditional supply and customer thinking. Coming together around the same table, openly workshopping, openly discussing about the most critical challenges that our customers have in their digital transformation journey. And then identifying the right bits and pieces of the huge digital enterprise that solve those particular challenges for our customers. And it's all about producing solutions, development ideas that have a measurable, tangible customer value linked to them. And we've already made contracts with the Finnish industry where we are not necessarily delivering technology or services, but we are actually committed to delivering efficiency improvement or cost reduction, and we are then sharing the benefits through this contractual model together with our customers. So that's how you get started on the digital enterprise. Finally, a couple of references from the last years, what we have done for the Finnish industry. SSAB, one of the biggest metals producers in Finland. We did a significant modernization of their coal coating line. The interesting thing about this modernization project was that the entire modernized system was virtually commissioned against the simulation model, meaning that all the bugs were fixed, all the troubleshooting was done in the simulation side, and then we were able to conduct smooth commissioning at site. Second one is the Valio Riihimäki plant, where we have a 15-year-long life cycle service contract with the Valio factory, including 2 large-scale modernization and all the life cycle services through 15 years. So that's, in our opinion, what the Finnish industry is also looking for, a long-term partner, a strategic partner to support them throughout the life cycle of their operations. Valmet Automotive, not only on the car automotive manufacturing side, but also nowadays on the battery pack production side. We are there. Automation is mostly Siemens. They are utilizing our digital enterprise offering extensively in Salo and Uusikaupunki as well. So we are proud to be involved in that area of battery and energy storage manufacturing. Then a couple of maybe smaller ones, but on the high end of digitalization. So Raisio Aqua, fish food producer, is utilizing IoT solutions from Siemens to improve their efficiency, reduce energy consumption, making their production more sustainable, utilizing IoT data that is collected from their production systems and presented and analyzed to their operators and maintenance in a visual way so that they get direct insight from the production data on what to do better. Nestle is the case that I was talking about earlier. So basically that's where we have a 5-year-long contract where we actually measure their most important KPI, euros per kilograms. We measure the benefits that we can achieve with our cooperation, and then we share the benefits with Nestle. So if we can produce €1 million worth of benefits, it's 50-50 shared between Siemens and Nestle. And this is actually a novel business model that at least I haven't seen or come across anywhere in the world when it comes to industrial digitalization. And finally, one machine building reference from a Finnish company, Raute, making wood production lines. There we introduced the concept of creating a digital twin and making a virtual commissioning. So Raute was able to significantly decrease the commissioning time in their global locations due to the fact that they are able to test and validate every single production scenario using a simulation model, or otherwise known as the digital twin. Finally, Siemens is an employer with vision. As I mentioned, the talent we have is our core, and the technology we have creates the purpose for our customers. So huge company, and on a global landscape we are continuously looking for new talent, and also on the Finnish side we have close to 100 new hires, and every year we take in a significant amount of trainees from academic institutions to make sure that we remain on the cutting edge, we retain the talent that is great in Finland, and that way are able to produce the best possible value to our customers. Thanks a lot everybody for listening. In case of any questions, I don't know if anybody can hear those questions, but if you have those, I'm happy to answer. Thanks.
So, hello everyone, my name is Olli-Pekka Aalto. I'm a head of Energy and Power at Danfoss Drives. And today I will present to you something about Danfoss and also Danfoss Drives. So our journey has started in 1933 from Nordic, Denmark. The founder was Mats Clausen, who founded the company in that small Els island in Denmark. And we still are a family-owned company. Some say that the Danfoss name comes from the first product, which was the expansion valve, which sounds when it works like a fuzz. And Dan comes from the Denmark. So some say, I don't know is it true or not, but this is what we have heard. Here is a little bit about the first products. So when the launch has happened in 1933, the first product was an expansion valve. And 10 years after, there was also a heating product, radiator thermostat, where Danfoss is very familiar today also. Power solutions, so basically hydraulic solutions, came in company in 1961. And we were the first mover also in drives. So basically, first mass product drive has been released in Norbury factory in 1968. What we are today, so basically Danfoss has today 3 segments. Danfoss Power Solutions, which is the market leader in hydraulic business areas. Another one is the Danfoss Climate Solution, which is second biggest in our company. Basically includes those cooling and heating solutions, residential cooling and heating solutions. And drives, last but not least, Danfoss Drives. We have 4,400 employees all around the world, and our turnover is around 1.5 billion euro. When I'm presenting Danfoss Drives, I always want to mention power conversion because electrification is close to my heart. Of course, our company in drives are many way familiar in the frequency converter side. So we have manufactured 29 million frequency converters in our history, which is the largest figure what comes to the drives production. We have also delivered power modules to 40 million cars. So we have a big industry behind in electric and also in power steering what comes to the normal cars, also combustion engine cars. Okay. We have a global presence in 100 countries. We have 50 own sales and service sites all around the world and 10 factories. We have one factory here in Vaasa, which is the high power factory. I will come to that later on. When I mention power conversion, we have also 20 years experience in marine and land-based applications. As I have mentioned here, wind, solar, energy storage is very rapidly growing. Also, Power-to-X today is very rapidly growing business area. So I mentioned this Vaasa site already. So we have here in Vaasa, Danfoss Drives High Power Competence Center. We still produce Vagon legacy drives, and those will remain after those lines are closed, and we have a new products. But still, we are producing quite a lot of Vagon legacy drives in our factories. We have, in the future, we will change to the regional model. So all the drives used in Europe will be also manufactured in Europe. And that is something new what will be coming after these legacy drives are basically over. And now we already get one production line from US to Vaasa. So we can start to product also VLT drives up from 90 kilowatts and up in Vaasa factory, what will be used in European markets. We have a 620 personnel in our factory, and it's a third biggest industrial segment employee in Vaasa. And we have here different organizations, training, global training, aftermarket service also, and global center of excellence is placed on Vaasa. How we will accelerate the growth? So basically, these 5 pillars will be our electrification accelerators in the future. As you can see, there's automotive and traction, what I already mentioned, that we have done a lot of power modules to EVs, and that will continue, and we can see that it's growing very rapidly in the future. Also, marine electrification is something where we are quite strong today. And we are one of the leaders what comes to this market in marine. And as you can see, the picture is this boat which is sailing from Vaasa to Umeå, Aurora Botnia, which is the world economy-friendly, most economy-friendly passenger ferry in the world. Power-to-X is one hot topic, and I think in this week many people has talked about the Power-to-X also in this exhibition. So that will be a hot topic, and those same power conversion we can use in electrolyzers. So if there is an electrolyzer need, you will need always power conversion, and we will be there. Fast charging, as you know, the straight electrification is the only way to basically change the passenger car fleet. And not public, maybe public also, but this individual car fleet in the world, because combustion engine, I can see that it's almost, the time is almost over, and electricity will cover that in the future. And basically all these applications will need energy storages. Electric cars will need energy storages. Marine electrification will need energy storages. Those vessels are already hybrid and include batteries. Power to X will be a huge electrical energy consumption in the future, and stabilize the grid. Those also needs to have energy storages, and also fast chargers, because high power chargers will need energy storages to work. And in product wise, we have basically 3 different products. We have a module product, rack product, which is also a cabinetized product. So basically, if you need to enclose drive, you can buy this kind of a rack product. And then we have a containerized design. It depends on the customer needs. OEMs many times want to integrate only modules. System integrators want to implement these racks to the whole system. And then, for example, energy storages are using container-based solution to reach higher powers. So basically we have air and liquid cooled drive products from a couple of kilowatts up to, as you can see, these 2 containerized products here. Both are 5.5 kVA, 5,500 kVA. So we are talking about 5.5 megawatt size, air and liquid cooled. So here you can see better that we have modules, we have cabinetized products. For example, cabinetized products in marine electrification is very famous, let's say. Outdoor use products for energy storage is Power to X. These are the key thing. So, Danfoss is a technology company, have a full drives portfolio, and we have a state-of-art grid converter and AFE units. We have a long history, like I said, 20 years in marine and energy-based applications already. And also, one key thing is that we are local. So we need to support our customer locally. We are not a centralized organization, but we are local there where the customer needs help, basically. And we want to be facilitator for your business. And the key core thing in Danfoss is that we don't compete against our system integrators and OEMs. We are doing business together and networking them to succeeding better success in the future. Basically, this was my short presentation about Danfoss, and if you have questions, please ask and take the sleeve. Thank you.
Hello everyone, hope you are having fun. So my name is Jukka Hämäläinen, I am from Vaasa, and we are established in 1999, and we have been enjoying continuous organic growth since then, and currently our turnover is 27 million, or this is the last year's turnover. And we employ about 350 highly skilled software and electronics experts, and we've been also enjoying some awards during the years. So, what is Vaasa? Basically, we are a full-service software company. So there is probably nothing that you can digitally ask from us that we cannot deliver. And also, we are a digitalization forerunner, and we believe in succeeding together. So instead of seeing our customers as clients, we see them as partners. And we feel that this is a big deal for getting the forerunner part. So we try to find partners that are the forerunners in their in their own markets, and try to partner up with them so that we can fulfill our goal. Our customers, they are quite many. This is not extensive list, but some of them. And we work mainly on 4 different segments: moving machinery, manufacturing, construction, and energy. And of course, these are not all fields, but these are basically our bread and butter. So if we take a deep dive on what we do, we started back in 1999 as an electronic design and embedded systems company. But since then, we have been branching out to web, and of course, when it became available, to mobile solutions. And currently, we do anything from analytics and AI to cloud solutions. And one of the biggest things that we do here in Vaasa is Internet of Things solutions, and these are, I will show an example of our IoT ticket platform. That is a product for basically an office. We market it as the office product for IoT. And here you can see basically a presentation about the platform in use. So it is as easy as doing a PowerPoint presentation. You can basically just drag and drop the components that you want, and then drag and drop the data. So imagine if you have a fleet of IoT components all over the world. You can integrate these IoT machines into our IoT ticket, and then you have the data in our system, and you can do whatever you want with that data. And this platform, back in 2019, we won the Global Application Innovation Partner Award as first Scandinavian company in Microsoft Inspire Las Vegas. So, what else do we do? Currently, the electricity and energy market is going through a breakthrough, and of course it has been going through breakthroughs all like the last 10 years or so. But I think nowadays it's changing even more rapidly, and the challenges are many, not least the war in Ukraine, but also the rising energy prices, etc. And how do we enable our partners to face these challenges? So, of course, first and foremost is the state and condition monitoring. We can enable our customers or partners to prevent any downtime by monitoring the state of any machinery or electricity device. For example, the overhead line or cable networks. And here you can see example on what we can do with our AI platforms. So here you can see that we are monitoring the the office space with cameras, and this camera feed is connected to our IoT platform, and it is updating the persons in certain spaces. And here we have tracking of object in real world in 3D space. And for Valio, we had this quality control of the label. So the machine learning system is telling the percentage that the label is the correctness of the label. And of course, we can put sensors on the machines and then track this vibration data to tell when the machine is going to break. And here we have an example of workplace security. So the system can detect if there's a helmet used or not, and then send alerts about this. And for Destia, we made this road condition tracking device. So basically, Destia has these cars that go all over Finland's roads, and they have this. They have cameras attached to them, and these cameras are connected to our IoT ticket platform. And then when the platform detects like broken road, then it is pinpointing it on the map, and they can send people to fix the roads. And here the final presentation is about this heat map presentation about people, how they use Pasila's this how do you say it, station here. And of course, we work also on decentralized production, energy warehousing, and elasticity of energy demand and charging services. So, for example, Helen chose us for monitoring their solar power plants. And also the electricity, like electric companies are currently ongoing to smarter metering. They are nowadays they are measuring the data in hourly basis, but in the future it will be measured in 50-minute intervals. And for this, there are some companies that need to have new meters installed, and we have this meter installation ERP system for them. And how about the end customers? How do we serve them, or do we serve them? For them, we have this EcoReaction customer engagement platform that is meant for private customers to track their own electricity consumption. And this can be used by basically electricity companies, district heating companies, gas companies, or even housing managers to track any data that is electricity or energy related. And here's my presentation. I thank you, and if you want to hear more, please, we are on the A31, just over there. And thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gilles de Bakker from the company Near-Grid Solutions. Near-Grid Solutions is a Belgian company. So we're here in Vaasa for a prospection of the Finnish market. Near-Grid Solution is founded in 2020, so we're a very young company still, now going from the startup to scale-up phase. And actually, Near-Grid Solution, it's our mission to facilitate the energy transition by solving grid connection problems for electricity consumers. So that's a rather broad description. But I will now focus on actually the use case for which we've made our first product, the green box. And the green box is actually an alternative for diesel generators that are used on construction sites. We have developed this product especially for the Belgian market, because in Belgium we've seen there's a big problem with the load that is put on the distribution grid, which leads to situations in which the available capacity is very, very limited. So the equipment such as the tower cranes on a construction site cannot be immediately coupled to the distribution grid. And therefore we developed a product to place in between the distribution grid and the construction site to be able to power the fluctuating demand on a construction site, instead of, for example, diesel generators doing it today. So this is our green box we've developed, and our green box actually works this way. We have a distribution grid connected to the green box as an input of energy. I don't know why the slide keeps spinning to the next one, but I'll do it this way. So actually we've put a 33 ampere connection or a 63 ampere connection as an insight, as an energy for the green box. And then the green box is able to power the construction site with maximum output power. For example, a tower crane on a construction site might have peak powers of 120, 140 kVA, which is not able to be provided by the distribution grid, but we can provide it. Of course, compared to a diesel generator, the CO2 footprint is rather small. There are no soot or no noise emissions, especially in highly densely populated areas. That's very, very important. And also no periodic maintenance or standstills, and no fuel supply is necessary. This is where we stand today. This is our park of green boxes in Belgium. Our clients are actually big construction companies. We also have one of our customers is a big rental company. But in Belgium, construction companies have the habit to actually invest in their equipment if they know they're able to use it efficiently. So here we have a few pictures of our system installed in Belgium. This is the big version, in which we can power up to 3 big tower cranes on one construction site, just from a low energy connection with the electricity grid. Here we have a special situation in which we have a hybrid solution created. We have a smaller diesel generator of 60 kVA, making actually the grid for our battery, and then we actually leverage the power to be able to feed 2 big tower cranes on one side. If we wouldn't be there, on that construction site, 2 big diesel generators of 150 kVA each would be used to power the tower cranes. And next to that, those diesel generators would be running at a very low load with very little efficiency, up to 5%, just for powering those tower cranes. Here we have a diesel generator of 60 kVA, a smaller one, actually running at a very efficient speed and able to provide 30% efficiency. Then this is our smaller version, just for construction sites with one tower crane. So here you see schematic how it looks like. So all the other equipment is also connected to the outlet of the green box, and the full system is actually energy monitored. So as a construction company, a manager, you have full insight in the different energy distributions over the construction site. Here's some numbers. It's not that special. And here we have the Greenbox Power Booster. It's the small variant we have developed, and that's just for a construction site with one big tower crane. Here you see the 32 amps we need from the distribution grid. Instead of like 150 amperes, we need to power a tower crane. And then also the different welfare units and other equipment is connected to the outside of the Greenbox. Also, we focused in our system on a plug-and-play principle. So for the people on the construction site, it can be no difference between a diesel generator and our system. For them, it should be very, very easy to install, easy to use, with little setup actions to be made. Also, they do not have to worry about the cable lengths and cable thicknesses. All the required differentials are in it. All the required overcurrent protections are in it. It's a completely engineered system with a PLC steering everything. We've won in Belgium on our construction fair in Belgium, Matexpo. We won the Green Award this year. So we're very happy with it. Here you see Frank Vermeulen here also today, one of the founders, and Bart Meersman. We have in our system the PLC steering. Everything is actually a Siemens system. So Siemens helps us actually accelerate with their technology. Voila, that's it. This was my presentation for you today. If you would like to talk to us about it in more depth, you can come to us and have a chat. We're over there. Thank you.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Jari Knat. I'm from Proventia, Oulu. And more closely, I am from Proventia Electric Powertrain. And today, I will tell you a little bit about Proventia in general, then focus on what we do and what we have at Proventia Electric Powertrain, and finally look a little bit about our products. So here we have Proventia in a nutshell. Our headquarters are in Oulu, and in Oulu we have two facilities. We have most presence in Europe, so in Europe we have also sales office in UK serving mainly Test Solutions business unit, and in Czech Republic, close to Brno, we have a manufacturing plant. We are circa 46 million euro turnover company and around 170 employees. And looking at what we really are, what do we do, we can see these four main business units. First here we have test solutions for R&D. This is a project-based business, mainly serving passenger car industry and electrification. So big project-based business, and the customers are in the passenger car industry. Whereas in the powertrain solutions we have emission control, thermal components, and our electric powertrain. And this is a product business where we mainly focus on heavy-duty applications and moreover maybe off-road applications. And for the main topic of today, for electric powertrain, we focus on high-power batteries, for example, for hybrid off-road machines. What we bring to the table, less fuel, ergo less CO2, we improve productivity of the machine, we enable zero emission operation, we reduce the total cost of ownership for the operator, for the owner, and all in all, we are looking at a growing future market, something that we are building up into a big thing. From the numbers to the engineering side, looking at capabilities that we have at that electric powertrain, we have a fairly notable laboratory capacity for this industry. We have 4 engine test cells in-house and one full-scale electric vehicle battery testing laboratory. In-house we have extensive virtual validation competence. We do flow simulation, structural simulation in-house with, for example, STARS TCM and Abacus platforms. For field testing and validation, we offer data acquisition in the field and shaker test and so forth. And what we really focus on bringing new benefit on the battery side is the battery simulation side. So when we work with a customer on a battery project, we do not offer just the product, we also offer a comprehensive simulation model for the battery system itself. So we can do virtual development quite far with the customer already in the specification phase. So here we can see our testing capability. This is actually from our Oulunsalo facility. So inside in the main house we have 2 engine test cells, couple of engine test cells outside here, so numbers 1, 2, and 3, and finally the battery test cell number 5. It cannot be number 4 since number 4 is a bad luck number in Asia, so you really can't test Asian batteries there. That's the reasoning there. Or at least you will scare Asian customers away. This is actually we can see inside to the biggest engine test cell here. So all of these test cells are actually produced by Proventia Test Solutions. So even though we are a different business unit, we do close cooperation. Moving towards the actual battery itself, how do we define a good off-road battery? And this is what we have identified. We need a wide temperature window for operation. We have to have long cycle life. These machines work big hours. They have to be stable. They can't be dangerous. We are pushing very high power, so discharge rates from relatively small capacity. And we have to have some flexibility between energy and power bias. So all in all, we have selected lithium titanate oxide, LTO technology, for our power-based or hybrid batteries. So we have done the cell selection. We have the best cell available for these applications. Where do we take it from there? Based on these cells, we have these 2 platforms. We launched ePro 48, a 48-volt mild hybrid battery for off-road applications. This one we launched in December. So this is now available for customer applications. And this is really for the next step in volume applications. So for a tractor application, for example, there is still a long way to go before you can push real high voltage systems to the market. So this is definitely the step where the main volume will be in coming years. Building up on the module construction we have inside, we are now launching ePro 500 Plus, which is a high voltage platform for even higher power applications. So let's look a little bit closer on this. The main drivers here is that we have a compact product. We have limited capability to use space, limited availability for cooling in the applications. So we need to package tight, it needs to be robust, it needs to be safe. We have a cooling option, however, it's seldom used. And really the capacity versus peak power characterizes this battery. So out of relatively small capacity, we are able to push a lot of, let's say, short-term power. For example, when you accelerate with a tractor with a heavy load, this one will support until the diesel engine wakes up and is able to push full power. Then forward on the ePro 500 Plus battery system. So this is a development from that. So we take the existing modules inside the ePro 48, connect them freely into either series or parallel configuration where we can adjust both voltage and capacity. And where we see the difference between the 48 volt systems and the high voltage system is that the 48 volt systems are heavily driven by the engine OEM requirements. So it's always paired with the diesel engine. So there it's driven by the diesel engine OEM. Some OEMs are here today from Linnavori also. Whereas the high voltage system is often driven by the application. So we have the vehicle OEM, which is driving the need, which is driving the project. So this answers those cases. And really what's the basis here is again the robustness, the harshness. This is for the most demanding application, mining, construction and such, where the safety and high power are the main drivers. There. So thank you for your time. Our stand is at A24. We'll be here until the end of today, and we're happy to continue discussion over there. Thank you.
So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So my name is Heikki Ylänen and I'm coming from Merus Power. So we are a Finnish company established in 2008, and last year we listed in the Helsinki First North stock exchange market. So we have partners in 42 countries, and we have references over 59 countries. So the headquarters is in Nokia, close to Tampere, but we have also a branch office in Helsinki and also a branch office in Singapore. So what are we manufacturing and engineering? So originally we started in 2008 for power quality solutions, meaning active harmonic filtering and reactive power compensations, and then kind of UPQ, it's a short time energy storage systems for high power and made by ultra capacitors. But then in a few years ago we modified our power converters to be that it could match the two-direction power converter which is used in battery energy storage systems. So now we are having two divisions, this battery energy storage and power quality. And of course we are having services when, if needed, 24/7 to keep the system running. So here are some pictures. So today we talk, the happening is energy storage. So either we supply the systems in the kind of sea container type building, which are insulated and it's made in Finland. And second type to supply the systems are in the kiosk type, traffic station type, or the smallest ones are in cabinets. So basically our focus is roughly from 0.5 megawatt up to 50 megawatt, and same with megawatt hour. So that is roughly our focus. And let's see, so far we have done 9 projects. All of these have been turnkey deliveries to Finnish customer, and all of these battery energy storage systems are connected to medium voltage, and except the small one which is this charging station, but other ones are connected to medium voltage, and they are serving as this frequency reserve market. And in addition to that, they are providing added value or services depending on type of the application. So we have realized energy storage system with solar power, energy storage system with microgrid, energy storage with wind power, and energy storage with medium voltage overhead line distribution, and the latest one is linked with a hydropower plant. And it depends on the system what kind of added values the battery energy storage is providing. So as you can see that there are many application areas, and for example I have listed here if the system is linked with the wind power. So all of the systems are getting the basic revenue when they are connected to the frequency reserve market, serving the national grid. But in addition to that, you can also use them as an energy arbitrage, or you can optimize the wind power production. But then you are also, it's a very cost efficient way to produce reactive power, or you can use it as a backup power or use as a black start on the windmill. But the same applies to other application areas, and also the benefits, they vary depending on the system. Is it hydropower or microgrid or medium voltage security? So you have a bit different benefits, but in Finland all of the systems are mainly serving this frequency reserve market. So if you have interest for battery energy storage, I'm more than happy to help. So our stand is around the corner in the corridor, and of course you are free to contact me later on to my mail or to my phone. So thank you very much for your attention.